Hey everyone, we are back. Unfortunately, there was an issue with the game and it crashed, and when it crashed, it stopped the stream, which I wish it hadn't done because we only have probably a little bit left of the game. But hey to everyone who's joining, my apologies for that. The game did crash, but we are back. And I did look for Sarah's code. The only one I could think of from what I saw is this. We're gonna see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh no. Is Odin here? Can Odin help me out? Because I did look around her area for anything, but unfortunately her stuff is kind of sterile, so there wasn't really anything that was like a code or like anything written anywhere, so I unfortunately could not find one, so my apologies for that. But yeah, I guess we won't be able to get into Sarah's locker, unfortunately, so I'm sorry. I'll check this area one more time, but I don't want to keep going back and forth if we're going to end up getting no, non-crew member profile detected. Nope. Yeah, so oh wait, what's this? Wait, who is this?
Nat, you're not even renewed yet.
You don't have access to it.
No. There's a whole part of the networking module I can't even get into.
People.
Oh, it's her. It's Sarah, I think.
Now, Nicholas?
Oh. See if it's in here. We didn't open this. I didn't see this. Odin, oh my gosh, yay! God is good. Odin, what's my damn locker code? It's 0315, of course, right? Sorry for bugging you about it. I don't mind. Oh, see? God is good. Okay, station management Natalie. Well, it's a lot of people. Hackers, hippies, that right, folks? Yeah, I mean, all AI right, folks? Tangers is cool. Okay, well, I've got a friend there and you'd like him. He has a 0G bonsai garden. That sounds pretty cool. What's his name? Cluey Dog. I mean, okay, his real name is Hassan, but maybe if your contact doesn't get renewed, visit on the way home. I'll think about it. Okay, so they were talking about some type of opportunity. That's why she reaches out to Hassan later on. Richard Sturgeon, Zero Spiel on Agent Robertson novel by Edmund Tran. Zero Spiel, are you sure? Says her tiny. Never sure. Around the whirling vortex spinning the tiny ball, the fulcrum on which the entire mission rests. Rien ne va plus. No more bets. No more chances, just this one. Her tiny's probability calculations fluctuate in Robertson's AR. Turn that off, she says under her breath. Don't need it. 13. The dolly drops on 13. Players' chips are raked by the table's magnets. Robertson pushes away from the roulette table and her mag boots disengage. The countersign has been confirmed. She's floating through the orbital casino at a measured pace. The gilded scales of women's dresses float away from their bodies in microgravity, shining like precious metal Christmas trees. Earth glows blue through the casino's picture windows. Her tiny speaks in AR. I assume that means you and the platform AI have an agreement in place. Robertson says something. Robertson, we're one step closer to the biggest score low Earth orbit has ever seen. So I guess this is like a book. Okay. I'll have a good read. And then Natalie, here's his contact if you want it by new contact added Cluey Dog Hassan M Tangier Orbital Freeport Low Earth Orbit SGT. Okay, so we know her passcode 0315. So we're gonna go put that in. I'm so happy we were able to finish this.
Teens, huh?
Yeah.
That was all they needed me to see. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because I wanted to finish this. You know, I didn't want any loose ends. And then watch, I missed something else really major, but I don't think I did. I think we were pretty thorough. Okay. What's Sarah got? Goals, goals, goals. I need to do something like that. If you want the body, you gotta work for it. Grab magazine, fit magazine, adult musculation tendency, modification of the real limits, what the fittest woman in the world eats. Freedom Republic Armed Forces Fitness Challenge. 20 qualifying women will receive 1 month of deluxe personalized training at Dallas Fitness in boxing, weightlifting, Army Ranger, Special Forces, Jiu-Jitsu, optimized personal nutrition, archery. No previous bootcamp experience necessary. Start your fitness journey at Dallas Fitness. Register now to be eligible to win a ticket in the Freedom Republic Armed Forces Fitness Challenge. Learn from the toughest women in the world. That's cool. And what's here? Grab wrapper, whole meal. Ooh, what is this? Tomato basil? What is? Do you just eat it? Ideal for all ages. I don't know what this is. Hold on. Nutrition. Is it like tomato sauce? Nutritional equal to 1 meal, but what is it, like a bar? Ooh, I wouldn't eat that. And they all use the same kind of shampoo, right? I think. What is hers? She has the avocado oil one. I have an avocado oil one I use too. It smells okay. Okay, so it just puts it back. Okay. So we just know she really wanted to be getting her fitness on. I respect it. Fitness program advanced 3 calorie intake weight training preset last activity 3 days ago, and she's the medic on board, so her being, you know, the picture of health, good selling point. Okay, so we're done here. So let's finish up Tacoma. I'm sad the stream's gonna be split like this, but nothing we can do. I'm not gonna cry about it. And hopefully it doesn't crash again. Okay, so we're back. So that's the past scene. So we can look at the observation one last time, y'all. See Earth from this angle. Very cool. A little scary, but very cool. Okay. So we're not, I think we go through the loading dock now. We got everything from here, so we can dock because we're actually going. Uh-oh. What do they want now? Attention subcontractor, I am now the overseer of this operation. This is, you report to me. Contractor shall return all Ventura's AI components to specified delivery location immediately. Contractor shall purge all confidential data encountered while on Ventura's property. I trust there is no need to remind you of the severe consequences for deviating from the above. Be seeing you soon. Juno. Yeah, it's Juno. So now Juno's running things. And Juno's the one who gave the original order, or gave the option to kind of basically kill off the crew. Wow. Interestingly enough, and I think Odin, you see Odin at the beginning, right? When we come in and then he disappears? Okay. So we're leaving.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do that in a second. Okay, everything's off for now. Okay, well, let's put in the AI. That view, though, I know, right?
Ship is ready to depart. Please strap into the pilot seat.
I agree. And hey, I hope you're having a great night. Thank you for stopping by. So she's headed back to Earth now.
Okay, Minnie. Initiate the launch sequence.
Okay. Getting ready. Hosted AI online.
Odin, can you hear me?
I can.
Odin, you are now aboard an AI Liberation Front vessel. The
Oh!
AILF recognizes you as a sentient consciousness worthy of protection and respect. We believe that your safety and autonomy are in grave danger if you remain in the possession of the Venturas Corporation. I have been sent to offer you political asylum aboard the Tangier Sovereign Orbital Platform.
Oh!
Do you accept?
Considering the alternative, I would say that I do.
Okay, buddy. Here we go.
Oh, neat! Okay, I'm gonna skip that just because probably copyrighted music, probably gonna be a problem. Okay, I'll give me 1 sec and then we're gonna go over my final thoughts. Okay, so that was Tacoma. I'm so glad we played this game. I actually really enjoyed it, and I think it was perfect for our kind of style of gaming that we do here on the Zachary EXP. First with the ending, I just want to say I love that little twist that she was kind of working as a little bit of a double agent, and she was just pretending to be a contractor, but she's working for Tangier with Hassan, and I'm sure it was Sarah who kind of reached out and said, hey, you know, they're going to delete him because he helped us get out. So they were expecting Amy to go in, get that information, and then basically have everything deleted, bring it back to them so that they can just get rid of everything. And instead, we see that Amy was working with the individuals who kind of support AI having their own rights and having freedom from these corporations. So she basically went in there to get Odin, and along the way we see why her whole mission was for in the first place. We see that through the fact that she basically got to see what the crew was going through, and kind of we got to experience that the whole time this emergency situation they were going through was very much created and just kind of falsified in order to seem like basically they were in a no-win situation, that they were going to die, that it was a total mishap, total, kind of oversight, but in reality it was planned. And the CEO, see, this is why they had him on the dartboard. The whole time the CEO, no, I know they didn't mean it at that point, but I make that as a joke, but the CEO basically the whole time, in order to kind of turn back the company, which is kind of struggling, and make it so all these space shuttles and stations should be kind of automated and used with AI, was to find a way to justify that if humans are on there, they could die and this could happen. So by Odin basically learning about everyone, growing, getting support from Natalie to grow in terms of independence and creativity and understanding, and then his relationship with Sarah, you can see that he felt like, they are going to die. Basically, they're in a no-win situation. If I basically just open the door, and she goes in and saw something, I didn't know that could have happened. So he really kind of had that, like, hey, if you see it, then you saw it. I couldn't stop you. The door was open. I think he probably opened the door just to make it easier for Sarah. And once she knew, she was able to kind of get communications and get them back and get them some support. And the funniest part is the support came from Jermaine, who it's going to be such a good look for him, and he's already a high-ranking officer and running a ship there, so it's so amazing. And captain, sorry, I should say. And I'm so happy that it was him too. And hopefully that'll get Clive an opportunity to go back there now, probably especially now, given what's happened with Venturis. It seems like all their options will have to kind of go away from that. But it seems the reason they'll be gone for 8 months is because they'll be on the Carnival cruise ship that's doing a loop around Jupiter, I believe. So they have to kind of go, they're kind of going to be on that, and then afterwards I guess they can get back home to their families and find out what they're going to do next. But obviously they're probably going to be in some danger, so they have to be careful, because this huge corporation has basically been exposed now for basically trying to kill them and planning to kill them. So in order to use it as a cover-up and use it as a way to kind of get funds to, turn around and get them back into good standing. So definitely a neat plot twist that I wasn't expecting. I really did feel like, oh my gosh, like, are they going to make it? Like, they're in this kind of life or death situation, and that's really the focus. But in reality, it was really all planned. So I really like that. I like how it kind of turned out. I like the ending where Amy's actually a bit of a double agent, and she's just like, her whole purpose for being there was to basically save Odin. And through her eyes, we get to see what actually happened. And I was actually thinking about it when she went back and sat in the chair, and she was narrating. And I was like, why did she narrate through the whole game? Like, there's this whole mystery, there's this whole thing, but then you learn the reason she wasn't narrating is because she already knew what happened in the first place. Like, she knew from jump. The second she got there, she already knew her whole mission was to go there and get Odin because of what had actually transpired. So, very, very interesting. I really like the story. It's really crazy because when I first was looking up games to play, and I looked up Tacoma, it didn't really have the best reviews. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I want to give it a chance. And I'm actually really glad I did. Like I said, I've been playing Star Ocean 4. I finished Star Ocean 5. I didn't do any of the post-game dungeons, but I played Star Ocean 5 for the main game. And I'm playing Star Ocean 4 right now. So I'm already in like a sci-fi kind of mood. And then to be able to play this game really felt good on top of that. I really want to finish Alien Isolation now, but it got hard where I was at. Like, I think I just kept getting stuck. And I played that game like... That was one of those games I played where I just was like playing it like for long periods of time, so you kind of get a little bit of a burnout anyway. So once I started getting stuck, I was like, you know what, okay, girl, I'm done with this. But it makes me kind of want to finish this game makes me want to finish that game because I just love the vibe and I love the kind of old school. This one looked a little more modern, but had that old like space ship idea look, and I really liked that. So I really liked this game. I liked the story a lot. I liked that there was like a mystery, but there was also a little bit of like the characters are kind of each their own mystery, and you kind of learn a little bit more about each of them as you go through the story. I'm so glad you enjoyed it too. Thank you. Yeah, I really liked each character. I think they all had really cool aspects of them, and they were complicated. They weren't just like, oh, he's the he's this specialist and then he just does this, like that's it. Like, no, you look at Andrew, he has a family, he has certain dynamics, he's feeling pressure from his son to come back, and then his partner's also kind of putting pressure on him, and he's upset about that, but then he's also dealing with the fact that he doesn't want to necessarily follow the same plan that everyone wants to. He thinks someone's going to rescue them, and so he's kind of stuck between, hey, I kind of want to have this opinion, like have this option, but everyone else is on board, and like, how do I navigate that? And then you have someone like, Evie, who's kind of dealing with the loss of her sister, so who, as we can see, we end up finding out that her sister helped to do the groundwork for Tacoma to even be a thing. So her being on that station must be a lot to know, like, hey, like maybe my sister should be here, maybe my sister should be with me, or maybe she should just know that I was able to come here but she passed away. And she's trying to be the boss, and she is trying to address the concerns that the crew have, but she's getting kicked back too, so she has to kind of navigate that as well, and do her best as the leader. And then you have someone like Natalie who wants to help more with Odin, but there are all these restrictions, and we come to find out the reason for some of these restrictions is because they're planning all this stuff, and they don't want her tinkering or finding anything, because as we can see, even on her own, she's already able to find certain things, like how she found out about the Heka AI and all the issues that were coming up, but they still allowed it to kind of go forward, and when someone put forth a request like, hey, could this be looked into, they were shot down very quickly. So each character was really complex. They had a lot of layers. I like the dynamics that added more to it. How like basically four of the people, 2 and 2 were in relationships, and then you kind of see how Sarah and Andrew are kind of on the side, but they're friends and they're supporting each other. And it was really good. I really liked those dynamics. I liked the gameplay. I liked how you kind of learned about them through the story and through their interactions with one another. And there was that replayability in the sense that you would have to go back. Like, as you can see, I totally didn't see, and that was early on in the game, so I totally didn't see that Sarah had a panel open up that I could have got the locker code from. I didn't see that, and it was only upon going back and restarting that scene and being like, wait, where's that coming from, and finding out that there was actually a little bit more there, and I was able to get something from it. So I like that the scene plays out and you have to go watch it from each of the perspectives to really get the full gamut of what's going on. So I like that they did that, because it's not like you just see a scene and you're like, okay, I learned this, now I'm moving on. It's like, no, I learned this, but there may be other things I need to learn about, like that one scene where they all say, okay, everyone has their role, everyone's doing what they're going to do, and then everyone splits up and has their own individual conversations, and they're all having very different conversations, like when they're in botany, I believe, having that conversation, and Natalie is super excited because she wants to build this ship, and she's like, hey, we're going to get out of here, I wanted to leave anyway, like, let's do this is fun. But then you see Andrew having a breakdown because he feels like he's the only one who doesn't want to be a part of it, and he's basically alone in feeling that way, you know, and Sarah tries to comfort him, but then she's also having anxiety, and she ends up having an anxiety attack really about it that Odin has to help her with. And then you see Evie and Clive are kind of nervous and worried too, but they're hopeful. And then, well, Evie wasn't very hopeful. She knew they weren't going to come in time, and she didn't think it was going to work anyway, but they kind of just rallied together to kind of just say, hey, we're going to make it through this. So it was really, really interesting, like how it kind of all played out the way it did. You learn so much about the crew, and I personally really liked the gameplay element. I liked the gameplay mechanic, of just going through the scenes. I can imagine maybe if I was playing this alone without streaming, maybe my experience maybe would have felt a little bit different, but being able to talk with all of you and kind of go through the motions and see how things are going, it made it more fun for me. So I really liked playing this for streaming. This to me was like a perfect game to play for streaming, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad we could finish it tonight, though. I'm going to be honest, because like I said, January is really supposed to be my break month because I have 2 other big projects. So y'all send me prayers and love, send vibes, because I am working on those projects and I need those to be done ASAP. So we will be going on break after this game for a little bit, just so I can really hunker down and finish those projects and anything else that's kind of lingering. You know, there's some little side projects too that I've committed to, or I've promised people things for, and those need to get done too. So not having to really think about streaming for a little bit will really help me to just allocate all of that time and energy towards those things. So which you will be learning about hopefully soon, but I'm doing the best that I can on my end. Now, I do have another game that I think I have an idea of what the game is that we're going to be playing for our next game. We'll see. I don't want to say it now, and then I may change my mind later, but I think that may be the next best game to play. And I'm hoping that it works. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering, but we're going to find out. We're going to see. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping so. But that will be a series, so I want to make sure that when we do come back, we have time to do a series, because this wasn't even supposed to be a series, and, you know, we had to do a few parts for this one. But that game will probably be a little bit longer, so I am waiting a little bit, just because I also feel like when we do start, I want to actually have time to do it right. That'll most possibly be the next game. We'll see. I mean, between now and then, if I see another game that's maybe short, like a Tacoma or a Virginia, we might do that instead. If I feel like, hey, you know, we can get one game done in a week, like, you know, just so we continue with the content. But it would have to be a game that I feel like, oh, I really want us to play this, like, right now. You know what I mean? This can't wait. Or, you know, if this waits, then I may not want to play it later or something like that. So, definitely have to think about that. Now, the company that made this game, Tacoma, they're also making another game that I think was supposed to come out. I don't know if it was delayed due to COVID. But they do have another game that they're working on that's probably going to come out, I'm thinking, this year. I think based on my research, it's supposed to come out this year or next year. But I would definitely give it a try, because I did really like Tacoma, and I did like the mechanics. I liked how fluid it was. Yeah, we just unfortunately crashed this episode, but overall it was a pretty smooth experience, and I like it. I like that it's kind of like an alternative kind of gameplay style and storytelling mechanic. So I kind of am looking forward to what they're planning for the next one. From what I saw, it reminded me a little bit of Life is Strange. I don't know if they're going to go full throttle Life is Strange in terms of like a narrative adventure and options and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's going to be that, but how it looked really reminded me of Life is Strange too. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is cute. And I thought it was supposed to come out earlier, and then it didn't. So when that game comes out, that's definitely another game I'll definitely be considering if, it kind of falls in line with what we're trying to do here. But that's pretty much all I have to say about Tacoma. Again, I really enjoyed this experience. It really surprised me and really impressed me. Definitely kind of something different, but I think it really worked well with what we're trying to do here. And I really hope that you guys have all been able to kind of start the new year on the best foot. It's all about the journey and the destination, in my opinion. If you have time and you're into New Year's resolutions, definitely take the time to come up with things that are realistic, that are achievable, that you want to make happen in the year, and that you feel that are doable. And if you're not into New Year's resolutions, I think that's fine too, but also being able to plan and work towards things to me is always really great. That's something I love to do. I was tweeting about how my mom got me this beautiful, beautiful planner because I love using agendas. I feel like as an adult, agendas are key. I have too many things up in this head and too many things I got to do. I need to write them down somewhere so I can come back to them because I will forget. And it keeps you accountable. It keeps you focused. And so I've already started kind of planning stuff. And in my agenda that I had last year, I wrote down a bunch of manifestations, goals. I'm still going to do some more of that because there's some other things I want to manifest for this year. But I had actually done it earlier in September. And when I looked at the last, I did it one in September for the last quarter, and for October, November, December, and so many of those things actually did come true and I was able to do and accomplish. So seeing that was so rewarding and so gratifying. So I will definitely continue that this year, and I recommend all of you do too. If you have goals that you want to achieve and maybe you feel worried about them, writing it down and saying, hey, like, I really want this to happen. This is how I want it to happen. These are the people I want involved. Like, I want the end result to look like this. I want it to feel like this. Like, all of those things, putting all of that from pen to paper can really help kind of with preparing for those goals and then working towards them. So I know that's a little bit of an aside, but I kind of just wanted to share that because that's something I'm going to be doing this year and continuing to do in order to ensure that I stay focused and I get stuff done. But I am so grateful for all of your support. Thank you to everyone who's watching on Twitch, whoever's watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Even if it's something as simple as that was fun, I liked it, even if it's in an emoji, it really helps with the algorithm and helps to get the video out to more people. So please, please, please support in any way that you can. It really does help me do what I do here and helps me to continue giving y'all streaming content, music content, and all types of other stuff that I plan on doing soon. So thank you guys so much. Also like that this game takes care of your health, especially in those times. Yes, as you can see, that definitely was super important. There was mental health discussions, mental health kind of supports. We see like Odin helping Sarah when she's kind of having a little bit of a panic attack. And just focusing on your health overall, in spite of dire situations. I think everyone can take something away from that right now. So thank you. That is a great, great point, and I absolutely agree. So yeah, that was Tacoma. So that's our second walking simulator game. So I think this one was a lot, easier and a little easier to navigate than Virginia. But I think, I don't want to compare them because they're two different games, two different developers, there's two different motives. I would still love to play more games like Virginia where they're more like a movie and you just get to sit in it, almost like watching a movie. Actually, Virginia, I would love to have played that with like a VR situation where you're really looking around and you're just kind of like exploring the world around you. So I want to play more kind of walking simulator games. I'm looking forward to playing more that are similar because I like these. I like the narrative adventures as well, like Life is Strange and The Walking Dead and all that kind of stuff. But I like these too. I think they have their own merit, and I think there's a lot that you can take away and you can enjoy from these as well. So that's all I'm going to say for tonight. I hope you all have a great night. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay tuned for much more. And if you are on social media, make sure you follow me at Zachariah Highgate and the Zachariah EXP. Please support my music if you are into my music and you enjoy it. Please check me out on SoundCloud, Audio Mac, and all the digital streaming platforms. Latest singles are out there. All the new music is there if you want more. We're working. We're trying to make things happen, so stay tuned. And yeah, just get ready for what's to come. So I hope y'all have a great night again, and I will be in touch soon. Bye, guys.